Welcome back to Great Day. Our next guest has never forgotten how his mom struggled to provide Christmas gifts under the tree. Today, he's giving back through the gospel of hip-hop. Here with us is rap artist Corey Paul and Dwan Banks with Bless a Belly. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Wow. Before we get to some hip-hop music right here, okay, I want to get to your testimony because it is so powerful. We know that there are people watching right now who are going through it and don't know how they're going to get to the other side of it.
Right.
But you, from the get-go, were born into a tough situation.
Right. Yeah. So I grew up in South Park, Houston. At that time, statistics showed it was like a 35–40% of the residents didn't have high school diplomas. Never really knew my father, my biological father. I was raised by my stepfather and my mother. My mother's an amazing woman.
Yeah, but that was a tumultuous relationship.
Yeah. So, she did the best she could, but my father was a drug addict, hooked on crack cocaine. So from the time I was 5–6 years old, I saw a lot of violence, a lot of abuse. Saw my mom beat up, drug through the house, just insane. Because
what did that make you feel like as a child? Because I would think that you feel unsafe and you feel chaotic inside too.
Right. Well, yeah. And then you also feel that you think it's normal. You just start to think that this is life, like this is what happens.
Yeah.
So I remember, you feel scared, but then after a while, you're like, I guess this is just life.
Yeah, and especially when you see it in maybe other families around you too.
Yeah, it's not like, growing up where I'm from, it's not like we were the only people struggling. So it starts to become just a normalcy, right? But then you even have those things that do shock you, like, so it was very bad then when I was about 7, it got so bad, my dad would always come in, kick in the door, beat my mom up, take stuff.
You see the addiction show up and several other things,
right? Until my mom feared so much for her life that she actually shot my dad, right? And so being a kid and experiencing and seeing all of that, you think that like this is insane, right?
At the same time, that part of you is going, this is the way it just is. Another part of you is saying, this can't be the way it just is.
Right, you're building it, right? And to the point where, my dad didn't beat his addiction. His addiction beat him, and when I was 9, he actually died to a drug overdose. Well, the drugs pushed him to actually...
he saw his way out. Was suicide. Death through suicide was his way out. Dwan, you were kind of nodding your head at a couple of things he was saying because you had your struggles as well.
Yes, and I had no idea about Corey's situation and his mom. I didn't know my dad. My mom died when I was 4, but she was murdered by her boyfriend. So to hear him say that, like, the domestic violence is kind of, it's hitting right now because she was murdered by her boyfriend, and I've dealt with domestic situations too. So you're thinking, like, since being a child of that, why would you, put yourself or stay in a situation that's not well? So it's kind of taking me back to hearing.
Well, it is hard too because a lot of times we see people repeat the cycle, and then there are people who get so far away from the cycle. And what you both have done because of your hardship, you have charitable hearts.
Right.
All right. So, what got you out?
Right. So what got me out is through all of that, through all of the struggle, my mother was a strong, amazing woman.
And here's a great point here. Even though stuff is crazy around you, when that parent is still a parent,
she still did the best she could.
Yeah.
She still, as we got older, she owned her mistakes, and she let us know that she knew that it wasn't ideal. And so I still had her love in the midst of this craziness.
And you still had love for her.
And I still had love for her. So, it's like you're saying, even though no matter what, if there's any parents going through things right now, thinking that it's just this death, know that by loving your child, they're still going to feel that in the midst of the darkness.
A lot of people in the inner city, we saw this big explosion of rap music, in the late 80s and 90s.
Right.
A lot of them found their way off the streets through rap music.
Through rap.
Yeah, and you have taken that a little step further. It's gospel rap music. Now, in the beginning, some people go, I don't know, that's not what the church music is. But the point is, I remember Kirk Franklin saying years ago when he first came out, he was like, it doesn't matter what the style of music is, it's what message you are delivering. So how did you start to do rap music?
So started rapping when I was young as an emotional outlet, right? And then, so I wanted to be a rapper. When I was 17, it's always a girl, right?
Yeah.
So it's always a girl. So I met my then girlfriend. She was a believer. My best friend started going to church. And so I was basically trying to improve my Bible knowledge to impress her and have stuff to talk about on the phone, right? But in the midst of me doing that, God actually grabbed me, right?
You started reading the word just so you could be like, you know, then,
in the mix, right? And then God actually grabbed me, and so then
I know how to get your attention.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Dwan, how did you come to know Jesus?
My aunt who raised me, who took me in, she was a praying woman. How they say I had a praying grandma? I had a praying auntie. So she took me to church every Sunday, whether I wanted to go or not. I was at church. I was in the choir stand. I know all the devotions. So that's how I came.
You know Sister Jenkins and her Sakatimi cake.
All
you know all that stuff, right?
Deacon Earl and all of that.
All right. So it kind of went from trauma to testimony.
Trauma to testimony. And so the music that we do it's the principles of the Bible. It's what the Lord told us. It's what God tells us. But we do it in a way that it can be understood in hip hop and it can be understood in the street.
Yeah, you're also giving back through Bless a Belly. I know you do a whole lot of things, music management, everything. But what is Bless a Belly? It's how you two met, actually.
Yes. Yeah. Bless the Belly is a nonprofit organization. It is my baby. It's we feed the homeless. That's one of our goals. Our goal is to just make sure that the underserved are not forgotten. We help the needy also, not just the homeless. We have like initiatives that we try to do throughout the year just to give back to the community and those that are in need.
And you talked about when you were out there, it was so cool because it wasn't like you were just standing in line and saying, here, take your stuff and go away.
No.
You mixed with them like they were family members.
If you would have walked in, you just thought it was a big family party.
Big family reunion, right?
Yes,
right? And then again, going back to your childhood, how important that is that the rest of the community wraps their arms around people who are struggling.
Definitely, yeah. Because I remember those, Christmas was hard for us, So I remember my, friends of the family, black, white, Hispanic, all type of people pulling together to help. Yeah. And again, for a child to understand that a stranger cares, how powerful that is.
It's very powerful because I didn't even know this. My cousin was there yesterday helping, and he was saying this was me. I was the child that was lined up at the church getting these. So this means a lot. And when they were leaving, they would just hug me like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So it was very emotional, but it makes what we do like well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you can donate to Bless a Belly through Facebook.com/blessabelly or Instagram.com/blessabelly. But here is hip-hop artist Corey Paul now performing his song, Top Rope.
Great day, Houston, let's go. DJ Overflow, you ready? Yeah. I'm with it. Let's get it. I'm with it. Let's get it. This one off the top. 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 Top rope. This one off the whoop. This one off the whoop. Top rope. This one off the whoop. This one off the whoop. Top rope. This one off the whoop. This one off the whoop. Top rope. This one off the whoop. This one off the top. About 4 feet in the air. Peep the vertical. Probably could have hooped for the Rockets. Me and my homies broke the mold out of town on the road at the show. Got the whole stage rocking. When the thing jumping, we don't plan, don't land it. Macho man when the mic get handed. Rip it to the beat. Beast savage. If it pump bass, call it dramatic. Nah, let me tell you what it's about. I didn't hit the A gap cause I got it off the block. Malapana got locked. Malapana got shot. Malapana dropped out. Malapana got popped. In the hood, they don't think I'm concerned with the block. Faith in the coke. Whip it and pop it. Devil got lies on my burial plot. Climbing the rope. They coming straight off the top. I'm with it. Let's get it. I'm with it. Let's get it. This one off the top. This one off the top. Yeah. This one off the top. Overflow, let's go. Top. Roll. This one off the whoop. This one off the whoop. Top. Roll. This one off the whoop. This one off the top. Roll. This one off the whoop. This one off the whoop. Top. Roll. This one off the whoop. This one off the stuck at the bottom of the pot. Left my block to right. Devil pit the sin. Gon' be at the pull aside. Ran them up. Hit your bully with a mop. Baking soda box. Arm and hammer clean to the fence. Clean aside. Don't matter who on top. Homie pop. I pop. Double barrel shot. Body for the body. 98 full tank. Boom in your city. 20 deep on stage. 20 deep in the lobby. I got us. They got me. I know we got us. Kings and queens. Hip hop like it's hollers. You don't want no problem. My little homie try to solve it. Dice games on the block to kneeling at the altar. 92 Dream Team King. Michael Irvin, Scotty, and you win. Seen nothing like it, but your type with the right needed. Wrote it with let's get it, let's get it. This one off the top, this one off the top. Overflow, let's go. This one off the top, this one off the top, top, roll. This one off the whoop, this one off the whoop, top, roll. This one off the whoop, this one off the whoop, top, roll. This one off the whoop, this one off the whoop, top, roll. This one off the whoop, this one off the whoop, top, roll. Great day, Houston.